Like it really should be, you know what I mean?
Right,
The punk
for
rock
sure.
is the kids drive it, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I'd love to see that. There's no real difference I see between like the early 2000s and the 20s,
Okay.
other than just new faces.
Right.
And I really feel like, and I see these big festivals with these big groups nowadays in LA, and there's no way we could have filled buildings up like that back in like early 2000s. So it's like this growth, and it's a combination of like us who were there and young folk and even older people from that are still around from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And it's really cool seeing that.
Cool.
It's really cool seeing a bunch of kids just doing it again.
For sure, yeah. It seems like it's still alive and well in Los
Absolutely.
Angeles.
Let's ruin our lives.
Cyanide, please don't revive. Let's ruin our lives. Some pills in acid, nails in my casket. That sounds romantic. To just ruin our lives.
それじゃあビデオ見てもらいます。寝んなよ。
Hello, everybody. This is Let's Ruin Our Lives. I am Josh Hensley. Please ignore the big red spot on my lips. I think I was chewing on my mouth in my dreams. Joining me today from Buena Park, California, it is Karlos Evakuate, punk rock musician and reggae DJ. How are you doing, Karlos?
Greetings. Nice to be here today. What's going on, man?
Thanks so much for coming on. So I have a question. So you were in the Lab Rats, great punk band that was around from 98 to 2007. Did you ever play in San Pedro, California?
I want to say we did. Shoot, I mean, it's been so long.
Yeah. Maybe at Toberman Cultural
we did Long Beach a lot. I know we did Long Beach a lot. We did like the ID a lot, Orange County.
Oh, okay.
San Pedro, I feel like we did like one show there, and I can't remember where it was.
Was it? Do you think a community center?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Is that anywhere near El Sereno? Is that somewhere?
No,
like,
that's it's by Long Beach. It's across the two bridges.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we did. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm from San Pedro originally, so.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of history in that area.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely. With the SSP records, with the Descendants, Black Flag, all that.
Oh yeah, definitely. The Minutemen. I like to call it. It's like one of the punk rock capitals of the world. I like to think of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just real briefly on that, I saw that you played with a band back in the day called All Out Attack.
Oh yeah, we used to play with them all the time, and in fact, John, the guitar player from All Out Attack, was in my second band, Evakuate.
Nice.
He's one of the early members. I think he played. Me and him both like switched off between rhythm and lead guitars. Before the first album came out.
Was there a guy named Mike in that band? Like a tall.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, I know. I went to high school with him. His dad owned the impound lot in Wilmington.
I'm not really sure. I mean, we had a Mike in Evacuate. Mike from Virus and Cheap Sex was our singer.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, I mean, probably. I mean, there's so many members like going in and
for
out
sure.
from all those bands.
For sure. I was just wondering. I think that maybe you and I might have performed on the same show together back in the day.
Probably, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So the Lab Rats, great hardcore punk, inspired by like the
Right.
English hardcore, right? Of like
Oh, yeah.
the early '80s.
Yeah,
How did you
definitely.
guys? How did you guys start, and what led to the band breaking up? I guess.
Okay. So Lab Rat started, I want to say like the early genesis of it was probably like in the late 90s, 98, 99. It was me and Keith went to high school together. We're like best friends. And my cousin Ryan, who's a drummer,
Oh, nice.
he also went to school with us. So we would always just like play music at my house and jam out. And we started jamming with another neighborhood friend named Vance, who was a singer. Well, I mean, he tried to sing. I mean, we all tried different things within the band, right?
Nice.
And we actually formed a group called Arch Nemesis.
Okay.
And then that turned into Terrorist Gang, like the Major Accident song.
Gotcha.
And we played for a little bit, and then once like I mean, it only maybe went on for a few months, and then once I got into like graduated high school in like 2000, I met Sean in college at Fullerton College, and at that point it was just really just a bunch of friends just playing music.
Yeah.
And we needed a singer because I think Vance had left, or he just didn't. He wanted to get into drumming, I think, or something like that. So that so then Sean joined along, and it was like instant right then and there. Like we all had the same interest in music. Like on our end, like at that time, like the street punk thing was like barely getting like pretty huge. I mean, the Casualties albums had just dropped.
For sure.
Like everyone was like colorful, spiky, and like I'm not gonna lie, we was like that too, you know. And but from there we started getting into like rarer music and like the UK 82 like style, and like we just kind of were like, let's play that style. That's what we really grew with and identified with. Like we're drinking cider and charging our hair with soap, and so we thought just like, okay, we'll be a little different from everybody, because like at that time, like the spiky hair, like colorful thing was like a dime a dozen.
True.
And if you see early pictures of us, we was like that too. And I love that style. We just kind of gravitated more towards the UK hardcore.
Okay, yeah.
And then so like the first couple 7-inches, if you've heard them, they're very like UK influenced. Some people would like make fun of us and be like, dude, you guys aren't from the UK, like stop making the accent.
Oh, that's funny. No,
but like whatever. I mean, you imitate what you like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
then we got really heavy into Discharge and Crass, and that's where like the albums, like, you know, that you could tell like we were kind of shifting that direction once we started recording the album.
The more sort of experimental, like almost like free form.
Yeah. And the thing that was cool with us is like we all had like other than just like our love for 80s punk, we all had different like backgrounds and different like things that we were into outside of that. Like that's kind of where the reggae thing comes from. Yeah. Because me and my cousin were like into reggae from like early ages because of my uncle was kind of like into the surf thing. So like sometimes if you notice in some of our songs, there's like a really heavy echoes and stuff, and that just comes from our love from dub and trying to even mimic some of the early 80s music.
Oh, okay, yeah. Did you guys do a lot of touring?
Not too much. I mean, we were like super broke, like all of us. Like I think at that time I was the only one that had a job. Like the other guys, like other than me and Sean, were like finishing high school still. Oh yeah. So like so it was really tough. Like recording like was on a shoestring budget. Like the first 7-inch we recorded with Josiah from the Havoc. He just kind of did it as a favor for us, because he would come and watch us play, and we're like, dude, you guys should record like properly. Yeah. And to us, properly was like a boombox and like like a little 4-track, right? Yeah. So we recorded the Bombs Away 7-inch with him. We released that in I think 2003. I'm sorry if I'm like kind of skipping ahead, like
No,
years,
it's all good.
like,
Yeah,
like
no problem.
kind of like blending in. So then like we recorded again with Eric Teggers in Long Beach, who he was the owner of a club called Bullocks in LA.
Okay.
They used to have punk shows all the time. I think like late 2000 or sorry, late 90s, like early 2000s. And that was just by happenstance. Like I just saw an ad, and all of a sudden he saw punks walk in. He's like, "Oh, I used to own this club called Bullocks," and he tells all these crazy stories.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Recorded these Decapitated Visions album.
Yeah.
We set the next 7-inch, and then we had been like passing our demo around from place to place. There was we had actually been talking with Punkcore for a minute there.
Oh, okay, yeah, the record label.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was like a style thing or maybe just kind of like we didn't have our shit together really back then. Like, I mean, we were not ready to tour. We didn't, and they were like really signing bands that were going to get out there and do their thing like all over the U.S. So, yeah, so communication broke down with Punkcore. Yeah, and we were talking also with Jake from Casualties from Charged, and he's like, yeah, let's put an album, that'd be great, and it just went from there. And he released our LP, he paid for our recording time, and it was really an awesome experience.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's a super awesome. I'll be honest, I didn't get a chance to listen to a lot of it, but I know it's really good. My kid's been driving me crazy the last couple days.
Nice.
So, but you guys you've done like reunions?
Here and there. So like the history of the band pretty much was like, so we did the 7 inches. We did like some West Coast stuff. I mean, we would always go to like San Francisco a lot. We played in San Diego a lot. We went up to Portland a few times, like on a little mini tour. Yeah. I think we did like a mini tour with like Icons of Filth and Defiance out there. That was epic at that time. It was around the time where George Bush like declared war on Iraq.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we were like right in the middle of everything. With like the freeway blockades and yeah, right before we played the Icons of Filth show at the Paris Theater, there was a protest we were at. Oh, really? And we were like right in the middle of everything. We're like, oh, we got to go get ready for our show. And, the show happened. It was really fun. And outside of the show, like it seemed like the whole like protests / almost like near riots spilled onto where the show was. Oh, wow. So as we're walking out of there, we're witnessing all this stuff happening. We're like, oh, man, like this is like real deal. Like, LA's has its history of being political and protests and this and that, but Portland's Portland, and I mean, when the bands that come out of there, Defiance, Deprive, Riz, like that city really takes that kind of stuff seriously. Very. So seeing it from that point of view was awesome. For sure. They were like, I mean, I remember being in the room with a couple guys and watching the news and them being devastated over this war starting, and seeing that like from punks was like really cool. Like, I mean, it sucked because obviously the circumstance, but it was really cool because it's like, damn, finally someone that feels the way we do about this kind of stuff. For sure, yeah, that was messed up time in the country. Cool. I mean, more messed up now, but good time for punk rock. Oh my god, yeah. That's the thing, man. Right now, I mean, we're in some crazy ass times right now, and I'm hoping we get some really good albums out of this.
I know, seriously.
Reagan years brought us some good stuff in the 2000s, the Bush years.
I see, like, I'm sure you've noticed, like, in the 90s, punk rock was on the radio and stuff, and that's how, like, and like SLC punk was pretty big or whatever, inspired a lot of people. But over the last 25 years, there's been this super, like, popification of everything, you know what I mean? And when it comes to music, like, a lot of people think that, like, rock is dead or punk is dead, and it's like, it's just back underground where it came from and where it thrives, you know what I mean? So I say that, I'm kind of, like, confusing myself. Do you think... What's the difference between like then and now with the scene? Like, do you still go out to shows or?
Yeah, every so often. Like, I went to see Cockspar this last run of shows they did in LA. Maybe because the type of show it was, I didn't see a lot of the leather-clad, spiky hair, mohawk kind of punks. But I think that's more of a byproduct of, I mean, it was a lot of us older folk there, and
Right.
a lot of us, a lot of skinhead types, and like, yeah, and there was a good group of like punk rockers like that.
Yeah.
Compared to when I played with Bad English a couple years ago, I mean that room was just like full of like soap and hairspray and leather, so like that was pretty awesome. So it just seems like it's a lot younger, like it really should be. You know what I mean?
Right,
The punk
for
rock
sure.
is the kids drive it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I'd love to see that. There's no real difference I see between like the early 2000s and the 20s.
Okay.
Other than just new faces,
Right.
and I really feel like, and I see these big festivals with these big groups that nowadays in LA, and there's no way we could have filled buildings up like that back in like early 2000s. So it's like this growth, and it's a combination of like us who were there and young folk, and even older people from that are still around from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And it's really cool seeing that.
Cool.
It's really cool seeing a bunch of kids just doing it again.
For sure, yeah. It seems like it's still alive and well in Los
Absolutely.
Angeles. I feel like in the early 2000s... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
There was I think Billy Idol got asked the same question on this interview a while back, about punk being dead or alive, and he said something along the lines as like, as long as there's kids out there spiking their hair and playing loud music, they'll never be dead. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much, man.
For sure. That's a funny question to ask Billy Idol.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, he was part of the Bromley contingent, early
True.
So, like, he would know.
For sure. It's true. Right. I feel like in the early 2000s, especially being from San Pedro, it sort of spawns like weirdo punk rock. You know what I mean? Like the Minutemen, for instance, like punk that's like, it's more like, I don't know. It's just different, right? It tends to be like weirder. So like, and I feel like there was a lot of that in Los Angeles in the early 2000s, and from now I live in Phoenix, Arizona. So like from looking into the scene in LA, it seems like street punk and that style of hardcore punk has become more popular. Would you say that's accurate?
Absolutely, yeah. Especially since the big boom in the early 2000s and late 90s. Yeah. I mean, that it seemed like it never like punk goes in like waves and cycles, it seems, but there's always been like that backbone of like the street punk type groups.
True.
And
very true.
And I still see it now, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah. I mean, there's kind of a movie about. Have you seen What's Up Rockers?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Classic.
And it's like it's funny because like, and I just got into like a debate or argument that Instagram, you're always commenting, getting an argument.
For sure.
Somebody posted like a video of these like decked out punk rockers, and I don't know where it was. Maybe I forget what part of the country it was. And this dude's just like just calling them fashion punks and all this, and I'm just like who cares? Like if they want to dress like that, like by all means, man. It's not. I'm pretty sure that guy that was talking all that shit probably did it at some point in his life too.
For sure.
Get over it. It's like I stopped doing it. It's like others did. It's like. I don't think that's a representation on how punk someone is, right?
For sure. Yeah. And it takes balls to dress like that.
Absolutely. Still, in this day.
Still,
yeah, you can have tattoos and colorful hair at work nowadays, but still to have a Mohican and to dress a certain way, I mean, it'll, takes guts.
For sure. I mean, even like I would say, I think goth has experienced more appropriation in the last few years. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But punk is still there's still a danger to the scene. I feel like it's inherent.
As it polices itself. That's why I mean, punk's we're so. I think a lot of us are so have it ingrained in ourselves so much about being real and the whole weeding out the posers kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So there's always that aspect of it that, and in a way it kind of sucks because I don't think you should be pushing people out who you think's a poser.
Right.
But at the same time, it polices itself. It lends to if you're gonna be in this subculture, you know what to expect, and you better have tough skin. For sure. To last long in it.
Especially in the hardcore and street punk side. Do you think, or what type of person do you think punk rock attracts? Or type of people, I should say.
I used to think it attracted the disenfranchised, the poor, the outcasts. I think it still does, right?
Yeah.
I think it still attracts us that, came from like, not so well off families.
Right.
But you do see like, well, we were seeing like in the late 90s, early 2000s, and even now, I mean, people with money still come into it too.
For sure.
And the rich kid type of punks that you
Right.
see and that could afford the bondage trousers and all that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and I've seen some of those people stick around, man, and kudos to them, because
sure.
like those type of people really get like sussed out like really quick. You could tell who's who, and it's probably not easy to go through the punk scene like as a rich kid or as someone that's well off, but
for sure.
I've always believed that punk is all inclusive, and there's a reason people are drawn to this music. I mean, it could be something like maybe you're well off, and maybe you have some kind of mental health issues, and
right. Yeah.
you're not accepted. And you know what? And you're not accepted amongst certain types of crews. So
yeah, I agree.
Right? Sure. Like, so I love that punk has always been like all inclusive like that for the most part, anyways.
Yeah, for the most part, for sure. It's sort of like, I don't know if you've ever read the book Dharma Bums. By Noah Levine. He was like involved in the hardcore scene, I think, and was like all strung out for a long time, battled with addiction, and then got sober and found Buddhism, and he found parallels between Buddhism and punk rock.
Right.
I would say there's also like parallels between like the teachings of Jesus and punk rock, not mainstream Christianity, but the teachings of Jesus, which I would like to ask you about like Rasta in a second here, but like why did the Lab Rats disband?
It was like a couple things, like around like 04, 05 maybe, Sean ended up leaving the group, the original singer.
Okay.
And it was actually really hard, like finding our footing after that. We had our buddy John Barnett join the band as a singer. He used to sing for a couple punk bands that we used to play with, and he was also like a good friend of ours, and we always liked his style. He like looked like us. He hung out with us, acted like us. So it's like, to us, it was like a perfect fit. But we didn't realize like maybe it was an ego thing with me. Maybe it was fuck them. Maybe they're leaving, like on to the next one kind of thinking.
Right.
We didn't realize how much of an impact that had, because Sean was when he was around, was a very popular guy. He was very well liked, great stage presence. I mean, he just commanded respect.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And going from someone like that to John, which had his own style, and he was more kind of crazy, throw yourself around,
right?
Kind of artsy, kind of singer. I think it kind of did a number on us a little bit without really realizing it. And not a knock on John,
right?
Because he was excellent in his own ways, right? But that kind of like had a little effect on me too, because like me and him were close, and we were kind of like the elder statements of the group. So like,
for sure,
it was me and him like trying to sort out whatever finances we needed and make whatever connections we needed, and so without him, it became kind of difficult. And at a time where we had just released the album Uncharged, and we had just done the West Coast tour that we did, so like, so that was like kind of like the first part of it. Yeah. And then after a few years, our drummer left and came back as a rhythm guitar player. And after a while, it just kind of became like a party band, and and not so much like in the music we were writing, but like more in like the lifestyles we're leading. Right. Some of us, like I've always been like a working like guy, like I always had a job, I always tried to do well, but also, like I kind of fell into these kind of things because like
it's so easy to when you're in a band.
And then once you fall from grace a little bit, the bad thoughts start creeping in, and so eventually it was just kind of like, oh, we'll just play shows here and there. We recorded like a split album with a band from Czech Republic called Climax. It was our like fourth release. It was a CD thing out on a label out there.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's cool.
So that was pretty cool. Like, so we got to do some cool stuff as that iteration of the group. But I mean, just in all honesty, like I kind of started losing a little interest too as people started dipping out, and
Right.
kind of wanted to see what's out there for me as a guitar player, and that's kind of where
Oh, okay.
Evacuate came along. When Cheap Sex broke up,
Mhm.
they were starting their group between some of their members and Mike, and it's funny because that was supposed to be like a dark wave kind of like
Oh, nice.
more like less punk, less hardcore
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and we wrote a couple of songs like that,
Mhm.
but like, I mean, who are we kidding? Like,
For
we
sure.
all come from that background, and yeah,
Right.
eventually, like that led to that, and so I
Okay.
didn't have a break in between Lab Rats and Evacuate. It just
Hmm.
it went Lab Rats, it overlapped, and then went Evacuate, and that went on for like
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah, well, that was pretty
Interesting.
crazy.
You mentioned a dark wave. That's like sort of the thing now.
Okay,
Yeah, I was in a goth punk band like 10 years ago in LA,
well,
and like you were saying, I was like drinking myself to death. My dad had just died, and I was like
oh
blackout
man, sorry to
drunk
hear that.
at yeah, and I was like blackout drunk at half the shows and shit. So I get that. I'm 6 months sober now.
Awesome, dude. I
Yeah.
actually got a 16, almost
Oh,
16
nice.
years on me.
Oh, nice,
Uh,
dude. Wow, nice. Can I ask you
yeah,
about that?
yeah, absolutely.
Have you that? Because now that I've hit the 6 month mark, I kind of find myself wanting to drink, even though I know
Sure.
I can't.
Right.
What? Because I'll die. Like I
Sure.
can't stop
Oh yeah.
myself. One drink turns into a gallon of vodka. So
One is too
like,
many, a thousand's never enough, right?
yeah, it's
Like
never
they say.
enough. Yeah.
Never.
What has helped you get through the 16 years?
Um, Well, at first it was like doing like the 12-step thing, like going
Mm,
to the meetings,
yeah.
just kind of being part of that community,
Hmm.
which I mean, that in itself is pretty wild, is,
Yeah.
you know. Um, I work in recovery, like I'm a
Oh, okay.
counselor
Oh, nice.
for drug and alcohol programs.
Yeah.
I work like at a hospital per diem doing it, and then I
Cool.
work from home, helping with the admission side of it.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
once like I got into working in that field, it kind of like weaned me off of like the 12-step modality in the meetings, and
Right.
being surrounded by it so much and seeing like the
Right.
that it's still not good out there
Hmm.
as when I left it, and if not worse now.
Right. Fentanyl and
Because
everything.
like in all like in all honesty, I'm an old heroin addict, and
Mm.
seeing, yeah, I look back at when I was using to like nowadays, and
Hmm.
as messed up as this sounds, it's like people have it so much worse nowadays with the whole
Right.
fentanyl epidemic. Like
Oh, for
I
sure.
stopped around right before that happened,
That's good.
and
Yeah.
it's crazy to see that like back in the when I was using, a rule of thumb was like you smoke your heroin and
Hmm.
you won't die because it's just not that toxic when you're doing it that way.
Right.
Nowadays, it's like people are dropping just even off the littlest, tiniest bit of that,
I
and
know. It's insane. Yeah.
it's crazy. It's I'd be so scared to like ever go back,
True. Yeah.
um, and not just like the usual. I'm scared of losing everything I've gained back, but
Hmm.
like actually losing my life and stuff over
Yeah.
something like that.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I imagine that you've probably, like myself, experienced friends who have lost
Oh,
their lives.
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
I had a next door neighbor. It was a few years ago. I was living in like probably the most ghetto apartment complex I've ever lived in my life, right? Just me and my son in a little studio. Horrible place.
Mm.
I'm talking gunshots all the time, like
Right.
coming from inside the building. People breaking into cars, camped out, like smoking fentanyl and meth, like right there in the street in the parking lot. And my next door neighbor was this little elderly lady, probably like in her 70s, I think.
Uh-huh.
And her son had just gotten out of jail. He was around my age. And he was there for like 2, 3 days, and he overdosed on fentanyl in the bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
and just
Yeah.
it's horrible out there right now.
And that's the reality of the situation.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, how did you discover punk rock?
Well, I come from like a family of musicians, so like
Mm, cool.
I've always grown up with music. Like my pops was a musician in Mexico. Like before I did the touring stuff, he was doing all that before I was being born.
Nice. What type of music did he play?
He played in like a Spanish like kind of like a love ballad, like soft rock. They were called El Padrino.
Okay.
And yeah. So like I mean they did some pretty cool stuff. Like he had a couple albums and 45s and stuff. It's funny, I found one of his 45s at a record store one time.
Oh, that's cool.
I had one of the Evakuate records in it. So I was like, man, this is how cool is this? Right? We're both in a record store together.
Nice. That's really cool.
So I always grew up with like rock and roll, like the Beatles, Queen, like Cream, Eric Clapton,
nice.
I don't know, even sometimes like Sabbath would be playing in the house. So like
awesome.
but we always had we always had music in our lives. And my cousin Ryan, who played drums for Lab Rats, his sister was a punk rocker before we was, and then my sister, my house sister, who lived with me for a little bit, you know, she was like into like the Misfits and like the Cure and Bad Religion. So it all just kind of really started from there.
Yeah,
it was kind of like, and it was cool because it was like our own thing. Like it wasn't something that parents were into.
Right.
It was like we had something that we could like get into. Like you know, I used to love Nirvana back in the 90s. Like
For sure.
even like that wave of punk, whatever they called it, Green Day, Offspring.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I was like super into that at that time.
For sure. Me too.
And that got me into like, you know, better music.
No, better. Right. No, I mean, for sure. Right. I totally get that. Okay. Yeah. Do you feel like, or what are some ways that punk has improved your life and or damaged it?
So this is a good question. So like improved, I mean it's a double thing because it's taught me to think for myself.
Right.
It's taught me to like kind of see outside the box a little bit. You know, punk has really instilled with me like a DIY kind of ethos that like to this day, like even in my reggae scene and DJing, like. You know, I'm still trying to print my own flyers and make my own like shirts and like the same people we print like punk rock shirts, we print like that for our sound system crew.
That's awesome, nice.
Like, so it definitely improved it in a way where like quality of life, like I don't have to live like a normal 9-to-5 Joe out there who never discovered that there was this cool music that taught you to think for yourself. On the opposite end of it, you know, it's not an easy life to live. You know, I don't want to say it's because of punk rock that I got into my addiction issues, but I mean, it was certainly a factor. I mean, I don't know that I would have gotten into like cocaine and heroin and these things like, you know, in some other subculture, some other scene, and maybe I would have. I don't know. Yeah, it's really hard to say because it's so, especially nowadays, it's so rampant. But and I'm not blaming it on the punk scene or punk. I mean, that's all on me.
Right. I get it. But there's that accessibility factor and, you know, and then punks shooting up in the parking lot. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
And there's also that other side of the coin of thinking for yourself, that sometimes those thoughts aren't very good thoughts. Like sometimes being against the grain and being a rebel without a cause or with a cause, you know, that sometimes it outcasts you from society, from certain things that like you might have wanted to have gotten into. Like, and in those times when I had like colorful spiky hair, like back then you could get a job that way. And I don't know that I might have had a better career because of it. I don't know. Like it's really hard to say.
For sure.
So it's given me kind of an attitude of it in a good way and in a bad way. You know, everything is a duality. Everything has a good and a bad. So.
For sure, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, very well put. Definitely. My brother says that punk rock ruined my life, and it's like you introduced me to punk rock. And what I really love about punk, especially coming from the area that we grew up in Southern California, spoiled with music, and now we have like friends for life. You know, and a lot of that has to do with social media as well. But I know I can go back to San Pedro and walking down the street's going to be my good friend Randy Davis, and he's going to say, "What's up?" You know, and we're always going to have each other's backs and shit. Like
universal, and and that's like another cool part. Is like because I got to do like a lot of cool things. Like like touring Europe with Evakuating
Oh,
in
cool.
England, other stuff. And I mean, this should be another conversation we have to
Yeah,
eventually.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
But because I was afforded to do things like that, it's like I know people
Right,
like all over the world now, and
for
it's
sure.
like if I wanted to travel somewhere, like I know that I could probably find a friend or
Yeah,
someone to
definitely.
like maybe not like stay at, but like at
Mhm.
least to direct me in the right direction. Like
For
the
sure.
world's a smaller place nowadays because of
Right,
the internet,
definitely,
and like it's pretty awesome in that way. And
definitely.
I
Yeah,
think that's something that punk rock has afforded me is that because I got to do a lot of cool stuff. I mean, a lot of cool people.
for sure.
I could be anywhere in the world, and I know I'll be all right.
For sure, I agree. I'd say probably more than any other subculture, really, at least musical.
Sure,
You know what I
absolutely,
mean?
absolutely.
Like rock and roll is all across the world, but it's like,
Yeah.
you can be in Led Zeppelin. A person who's into Led Zeppelin is not
Right,
necessarily going to take care of you. You know what I mean? Over in like
right.
wherever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you get into like reggae and DJing?
So
Oh, I want to shout out Sounds
DJing.
of Old Jamaica. That's your
Oh yeah,
radio show,
my
right?
radio.
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
internet radio. Yeah.
Awesome.
So the DJing thing. So I've always been a record collector.
Yeah.
I don't know, like it. You can see all that back
Nice. Yeah.
there.
That's awesome.
That's been my life's collection. A lot of it's reggae now, just because like in my addiction, I sold a lot of my like rare punk rock stuff.
For sure.
But I still got a good couple shelves there that
For sure.
that I break out for a momentous occasion, right? So I think with like with record collecting, you always get that idea of like, well, I want to show it off. Like I don't want to just have it sitting here in my living room.
Right.
And this is something I'd always tell Mike, my Virus, is that because he's got a crazy record collection.
Yeah.
And I would be like, dude, you should learn how to DJ. You have like the craziest stuff. I bet you people would really appreciate like
Nice.
you going out and playing out and stuff.
Yeah.
So it kind of started that way. Like it was like, I had my punk records and I had like a couple like reggae records that's, the usual stuff that people that are punks get into, like, your Wailers and the Peter
Right.
Toshes
For sure.
and then going into the third wave ska or second wave ska UK, madness specials, right?
For sure.
So like my original idea with a friend, one of my friends I was hanging out with Lab Rats was like playing like a punk and reggae kind of fusion nights and stuff because
Okay. Nice.
I didn't have enough reggae records to do that, but I had enough to like do something cool like that, right? And that's how it kind of started. And I had a lot of big inspiration from this club called Punky Reggae Party that's in LA.
Okay.
It's been going on like ever. Named after a Bob Marley song
Right.
called Punky Reggae Party.
Right.
And so it was through that, and then there was also this club called Dub Club in LA that's been your reggae club forever. Just seeing those DJs, and a lot of those people were into punk on top of that.
Right.
Like, man, this is cool. Like, punks do reggae. That's awesome. Like,
Right. For sure.
And then seeing old videos of the Clash and the Sex Pistols, like in their early shows.
True.
And,
Yeah.
Don Letts, playing reggae records in between the sets, right?
Okay. Yeah.
It was kind of, to me, it was just a natural progression.
For sure.
Looking that way. So as I sobered up, started working more and collecting again, and started really getting into the reggae collection and the Jamaican music, the ska, rocksteady, all that, from the '60s to even to now, like.
Right.
Because there's like with punk, there's still good bands and
For sure.
singers coming out, putting out good music. So that's kind of like the genesis of it. I had a couple residencies in Long Beach for a minute, and then that was kind of like still when I was like messing around with drugs and stuff. So like, kind of went nowhere. And when I moved back home, that's when I kind of started taking it more serious and started looking for more gigs. And that kind of led me into the Rastafarian faith and stuff like how we're going to bring up. So like, once I started like getting sober and getting into the 12-step thing, part of that is looking for like a higher power, right?
As we know it.
Prior to Right. So prior to all that, like, I've never had been a religious guy. Like, I was raised Catholic and always like rejected that because it just
Right.
made no sense the way it was taught to me.
For sure.
And even like in high school, like my girlfriend was like super Christian, and that being thrown at me like kind of made me like, oh, what the hell, dude? Like,
Yeah.
so
they go about it the wrong way.
sure, absolutely.
For sure.
And so like once it came to the part where it's like, oh, higher power, like of your understanding, I was like, well, I guess I got to choose something or get into something. I mean, I really love reggae. They talk about Haile Selassie and Rastafari a lot. And at least I could point to that and be like, well, at least this guy, there's evidence of him existing in the history books, right? So like, so I don't know, maybe I'll just do that I'll just say that's my God for the time being, until I figure whatever it is out. And so that was just kind of a thing. It was kind of, and it was just posturing, really. It was just kind of like, I'm into reggae, so I'm a Rasta man, So it was kind of fun at first. And meanwhile, like learning about His Majesty and about what he was about. And it was while I was on tour in Europe with Evakuate that we were in Serbia, in Belgrade, and there was a war-torn, like bombed building.
Oh wow!
That a lot of the artists and musicians turned into like a studio space. It's really cool.
Nice.
And we went there to meet up with this band that was taking care of us out there, Vox Populi.
Yeah, I know that band. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just started wandering around, and I saw a picture of Haile Selassie, like a stencil.
Okay.
This Majesty, and I saw that, and I'm like, I was tripping out because, like, I'm like, dude, so I've always looked at Rastafari like first as a Jamaica thing, then an African or Black thing, right? But when I saw that picture in the middle of a war-torn building in Europe, Eastern Europe, I was like, man, this is like really like a universal thing that maybe I don't understand as much as I thought I did. And I took a picture next to it, and maybe I'll send it to you so you can check it out.
Okay, cool.
So when I saw that, it just kind of was like, when I get back home, I'm gonna really look into what this culture is, and why is it that it's so widespread, and like you have people of different colors growing out their locks and wearing red, gold, and green and all that, like other than just like being a reggae fan or like a Ross Trent, as they call them.
Oh, what was the word?
A Ross Trent, like it's like they did a comedy skit on like a white Rasta guy.
Okay.
I forget what show it is. They're like totally making fun of him. It was pretty fun.
Nice.
So like it's like I came home and I messaged a brethren of mine named Ja Faith. He's like one of the artists around here.
Okay.
From Trinidad. He's like big in that scene. So I messaged him and I told him, I really like just for my own knowledge, just kind of want to learn more about this faith and see what really it entails other than what I see on TV or books.
Smoking weed, Bob Marley,
right. So, which I mean, it is part of the culture, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
And nothing wrong with that.
Not really smokes much, but like it's there.
For sure.
So he invited me to play records at the 12 Tribes of Israel HQ, which 12 Tribes of Israel, one of the main, like they call them mansions or like a good sub Rastafari. There's that. There's Nyabingi. There's Bobo Shanti, and then there's like the Orthodox Church and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Oh yeah. And that's like when you get deep into like the culture.
Yeah.
Right. So it was funny because I go there and I'm rolling this backpack up this big hill full of records, and I'm lost, and I see his like big dreadlock like tam like his hat he was wearing from below me, and I'm like, oh man, I missed the place. So I walk down and I go into like to see where the doors are, and there's this big sign that says Jesus lives. I'm like, oh man, what the hell did I get myself into here?
All right.
Because this has been following me my whole life. It's like,
Sure.
And so 12 Tribes is like it's like a Rastafarian group that tends more like towards the Bible and Jesus and as a whole, and it's because of that like more like people of color are like included, right? Because their reasoning, because of the Ham, Shem, and Japhet, Noah's sons, like created like the races throughout the world or something like that. So yeah, I went in there, and funny enough, there was no mixer to play my records on. It's on the turntables, so so it was like, man. So not only does Jesus live, but I also don't get to play it. But the the Rastas there like sat me down with the Bible, and they were like, all right, so if you really want to learn about this, you got to do this and that, and this is your tribe, according to the sons of Jacob. And when we talk about Israel, we're not talking about like the country, Israel. It's more like the God's chosen people, and yeah, just from there, I just started kind of like coming around more and like learning more. I became a member myself in New York, like about almost 10 years ago. So like, I just felt like somewhere that fit in, and to me, it kind of just taught me like spirituality and the story of Christ, like in a different manner, taught in America, in the churches, there's still a lot of things like I question just because of who I am in the punk rock scene and what I've learned throughout life. But I think I've learned to kind of like deal with faith and spirituality differently nowadays. Like, you couldn't tell me anything about this back then because I wouldn't hear it. I mean, damn, there was bands we would play with that were Christian bands, and we would be like, appalled that this was happening in our punk scene, and I kind of understand it now, like, why that sect of people is drawn to punk rock, because if you actually read the story about Jesus, I mean, he's very progressive, very feeding the poor, when we look at it in that sense, as opposed to the sense of like, what people are taught in churches. So
I agree.
I'm in the punk scene like this, like, where a lot of people don't believe in religion or spirituality or even like
anything,
look at it a certain way, right? But I've always told I people that I feel there's certain atheists that might be closer to heaven than a lot of people who claim to be Christians, just because of the way they live and the way they treat their fellow man. So yeah, that's kind of like a kind of compact version of how those things happen, right? So eventually, I had my radio show that I started 3 years ago. I had a residency with my friends in the city of Downey for like they had it for about 13 years, but I was there for like 7 or 8 of those years, like towards the end. And through that, I got to meet a lot of cool artists and people, it's been a cool.
Before I ask you this next question, where can we find and listen to your radio show, Sounds of Old Jamaica?
So my radio show's on niceupradio.com, www.niceupradio.com.
Nice Up?
Audio link. Yeah, NICEUP.
Okay, niceupradio.com. Okay.
Yeah, nice up. This is like a phrase we say, oh, you got to nice up the place, right?
Right.
Make it nice.
For sure.
And it's also streams like video through Kingston12hifi.com.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a simulcast, so that's been pretty cool dealing with that. So like, it's every Monday from 5 p.m. West Coast to 7 p.m. Sometimes I do 3 hours. The station gives me a lot of leniency on like going overtime and doing like special events and stuff like that. So it's been a pretty cool thing. It's been a release for me.
Yeah.
Especially like nowadays that I don't really play in bands anymore. And like artistically, it's something like, learning how to mix on a turntable and mixer, and making sure everything sounds cool. And I mean, it's its own thing. Like I think I put as much thought and as much money into my DJ equipment,
for sure,
my sound system, as I put into my guitars and my amps, like and previous times, So like it's a big responsibility and a big hassle, but for me it's a release, and for me it also like it's my way of like giving back and making sure the music that a lot of these artists that were in Jamaica that never made money from it, that still live in poverty, it's a way that their legacy could live on and their message could move on to the next generation of people.
Yeah, it's very important for sure. I have a question about Rasta. So they believe that Haile Selassie, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, that he is Christ, not the second coming, but he is the.
Depends on the group of Rastafarians you like, the philosophy you follow. So if you're a 12 tribes member, Selassie to us is like who brought us to Christ, like through his works, through his personality, through his through him being like at one point the leader of the Orthodox Church in Ethiopia. His whole mission was to bring that to Jamaicans and abroad, throughout the world. But never like preached like you should be a Christian, but whoever so comes. The Nai Bingi is like the original group of Rastafarians. And even that's kind of like evolved in a way, because at the very beginning it was like, this is Christ, like, they went a lot by Marcus Garvey teachings. And he said, look to the east to coming of a black king who will save us. So a lot of the early Rastafarians saw that and saw how royal he looked and the things he was doing out there, and it's like that's our king, that's Christ in his kingly character. That is who we follow now. And I think as time has gone on and as time has evolved, and as we've learned about his majesty, it's kind of evolved into different things. There's still people that they do see him as God in flesh, and don't believe that he is passed away. So it just depends on where you stand on that in the teachings. And like, do I believe he's divine? I believe he's, I do believe he is. He comes. I mean, I do believe he comes from the lineage of King David. That's one of the theories that people throw out there. I wouldn't call him like a saint or nothing like that, but I do believe that there is something divine within him, and that's led me to find God and and get into the Ethiopian Orthodox Church and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting.
But
it's not so much like he's the Son of God or God manifest, but he's like he's discovered that spark within himself and is able to spread it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So one of his titles when he was crowned Emperor of Ethiopia was Defender of the Orthodox Faith, and as Kings of Kings, Lords of Lords, like it says in Revelation. So a lot of people took that very seriously, and so there's some, there's even some stuff I've read in the Bible where it's like they can't be talking about anybody but him in certain verses and certain like
interesting.
Certain passages and stuff like that, like just like there's certain things in there that they can't be talking about anyone but the Christ that we have read about or Moses or whatever.
I get
so
that.
Like So a lot of people have a different understanding, right?
Is Jesus considered like a prophet?
Jesus is, I mean, in 12 tribes, it's just very literal. It's the Son of God who was crucified.
Right. Oh, okay.
First, just like as a Christian would.
Oh, okay.
Some believe that another one will come, based on their Bible reading. That there will be another to come after that'll finally, when things finally come to an end. Some believe in the traditional Christian story. Some believe that really Selassie is God and there's no question about it. And
interesting.
For me, it's like I can't question anybody's beliefs. I think everybody comes to their belief system or faith system because of certain things. So I think if someone was to believe in creation, in the story of creation, you believe that. I mean, I guess God is really within all of us.
Right, for sure.
So who's to really say, but in my own understanding, I just take it pretty just literal, biblically, I guess you could say.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I love learning about religion. like you were saying earlier, like when I first read the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, I was like, oh, Jesus isn't a hippie; he's a punk. I mean, he literally got violent. He got violent at one point. So that's interesting. I had no idea that Rastafarianism had different sects to it. And I actually forgot that it originated in Ethiopia. People, it's considered such a Jamaican thing or whatever.
Right.
Interesting.
So even if you look at Ethiopia, it's like such a historical place that it's very sad because people look at Ethiopia as like the country with the starving children and the deserts, but when you read about it, really look into history and look biblically, it's like Ethiopia is all over the place.
For sure. Wasn't it the first Christian kingdom in the world?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. I've also heard that Ethiopian food is like amazing.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, what does it consist
especially
of?
If you're vegetarian, there's like so many options. And
nice.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I don't know if I have the option out here in Phoenix, Arizona. It's very culturally void out here, but there must be. But, okay, we'll wrap up soon here. We got to wrap up in a couple of minutes. Sorry.
All right, no worries.
This has been a great conversation. I love hearing your story and how you came to discover Rasta. I think that's super cool, man. And
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and you're invited back anytime. I'd love to pick your brain more, especially about. I'd love to talk about Europe in the future. I went to Europe not because of punk rock. I just went to 4 countries when I was 18. So I'd love to hear about like Eastern Europe and all that.
My experience. Man, dude, that's like a whole other show in its own.
For sure. We'll have to do another episode on that. So my final question is not related to music or religion. I guess it'd be from the realm of quantum physics. And I stole this question from a TV show called 6 Feet Under. It's a great TV show. I recommend it to anybody out there. Highly underrated. It hasn't been on for like 20 years. Anyways, do you, Karlos Evakuate, reggae DJ and punk rock artist, musician, do you believe consciousness affects the behavior of subatomic particles?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. I have no question about it. I mean,
nice.
I think it's everything is connected to each other in some way or fashion. And that goes back to whether you believe in things spiritually, if you believe in Big Bang, if you believe in evolution.
Agreed.
I think all of those things tie in.
Right.
All the particles, the atoms, the cells, everything. We are a product of our environment, and our environment's a product of us.
Right.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yes, we do.
Very well put. I like that a lot. That's awesome. You're the first person who gave like the answer right away to that question, so that's cool. I just started asking it. You're like the 3rd or 4th person I've asked. Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Quantum physics is a very tough subject,
Right.
And it's kind of a curveball. There's a one always kind of question, but it's very important. I mean, we are all of us are connected in some way to everything around us, and
for sure.
Yeah,
I totally agree with what you said, especially like whether you believe that it's of God or it's of like our scientific understanding. There literally is no separation between anything.
No, they all go hand in hand.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. That's a very good point. Well, my friend, I'll have to let you go here. Where do you want people to follow you on Instagram?
So my Instagram handle is DJ Karlos Evakuate. It's a DJEVAKUATE QUNX. Oh, sorry, no, sorry.
That's Lab Rats.
Okay. All right, DJEV. That's right. DJ KARLOS EVAKUATE.
Yes, perfect.
And then from there you can find all my other stuff and links to. My show was like on SoundCloud and stuff, and I have like a page for that and everything.
Okay, perfect.
But man, that's pretty much where I hang out is on Instagram. I don't really do Facebook
for sure
anymore. Or, any other TikTok I tried and it just never works.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, awesome. This has been a great conversation. Again, you're welcome back anytime. Yeah, thank you. And everybody who watched, listen, thank you so much. Please subscribe on YouTube. That helps a lot. And make it so you get all the notifications so you don't miss an episode of Let's Ruin Our Lives. Also, Pinky Pod and the Mic Check podcast are on this as well. And definitely listen to Rab Rats. Great old school hardcore band.
Still got my copy.
That's dope. Nice. Yeah, so moral of the story, just be nice. I don't know. Treat everyone like they are your family, because they are. From my heart to yours, everybody, mahalo.
Wisdom to play a simple vice and be the live to live it, that sure be nice. Start your own trend. Start your own trend.